Hello everyone, this is a very simple L4D2 hammer tutorial video on how to create a safe room. So, start off with a info player start for the initial spawn. This is where all the survivors will spawn. And you can add 4 info_survivor positions just for practice. You can just have this, but I always include these just in case something goes wrong. And you never want them to spawn in the floor. You want them to spawn a little bit above it so that they don't get stuck in the map. You want to create info_landmark and name it. And keep a consistent variable name, such as this. Landmark_map_stage number to current stage. So this is, the previous stage was chapter 2. This stage is now chapter 3. And bar is just the consistency to the map name. It's not the final map name, but this is just for variable consistency. It's a lot easier to follow, especially when you're making more checkpoints. Starting weapons of your choice. This is the 3rd chapter, so I'm giving them better weapons. Make sure the must exist flag is not on, because this will cause errors and possible weapon deletion in the campaign, which you don't want to happen. The same goes for the first aid kits. You want first aid kit spawn, not first aid kit, because there will be errors and sometimes the first aid kits will not spawn. Same thing, must exist must be checked off. Same thing with the ammo. Just for consistency, these are kind of the starting variables I like to put. Starting off with light environment. I'm not changing this because this part of the map will be underground, so this isn't the most important, but it definitely matters. Shadow control for shadows. Not sure what the difference is of this leaving on or off, but I always put it on. An info director. Name it director just for consistency. This is for you to spawn panic events and other entities throughout the map at the control of the AI director. Very important. Fog control. Environment_fog controller. You must add this in Left 4 Dead 2. This is just the way it works. If you do not have this variable and you do not check fog enable, if you want to add water in the map, your water will not render unless you have this variable with fog enabled yes. You can leave the other things, or you can change the fog color. You can change the fog start and end distance, and you can also change the blend for both colors to blend and angles of how the fog works. These two aren't that important. You can play around with them. The same with these and the start and end distance. It all depends on how you want the survivors to render your map throughout the level. Check master as well. Environment sun isn't very important. This is only important if you have a skybox in your map. If it's underground, you really don't need this. Yeah, just a couple of starting variables. This is the other door from the 2nd chapter. You turn it into a static door. I always like to add a solid behind it with tools black. It's just a simple, cheap way of sealing the map. Your start door should always be checkpoint_door -0 with the body of 1. If you don't have body of 1, the bar won't spawn. You want the bar to spawn, so leave that as 1. Hardware type lever. Make sure it is prop_door rotating checkpoint with this following model. And use closes. Uncheck start unbreakable if you want the door to break from the tanks, like consistency in all Left 4 Dead maps. And yeah,